That's what Tom's saying, because she watches online.
She's going to end up going to UCF. She's not going to go back to college.
Yeah, she might just stay here. Oh, yeah, she's already talking about that, so we'll see what happens.
Awesome.
All right, mom and dads know it can be downright hard just getting the kids to do their homework. But one young man took it a step further. He took over the family finances at 13 years old. How he's made a big difference in the past 5 years. But first,
Making a Difference is sponsored by Chick-fil-A.
well, most of us dread paying bills, 401ks, taxes, and, it can be mind-boggling at times. But one young man is making a difference, earning his mom a perfect credit score. Danny Singh has an eye for finance. 7 years ago, at age 11, he took over his mother's daily bills. And I do mean took over.
I manage all her credit cards. I make sure they're always paid early, paid on time, never delinquent. I make sure her home insurance is paid, her car loan is paid, her car insurance is paid. I make sure her taxes are getting paid properly, the escrows with the mortgage. I make sure while numerous payments are being submitted every day to keep her utilization below 30%.
Okay, I get it. You're smarter than me and ahead of the curve for most 18-year-olds. But it did take hard work for this Whiz kid to learn his craft, using the internet, talking to customer service centers, advice from his mom, and reading the fine print.
It used to be kind of hard and annoying, but then gradually I started liking it and it started becoming my passion. And so now I really like finances and want to do that in college.
Danny got into crunching numbers when his mom was working longer hours and she didn't have time to stay on top of the family bills. Now, there's time for everything.
I'm able to spend the day with her, and she really likes spending time with me and not having to deal with the stress. And she's really happy, since my father passed away, that she has a person she can share it with, and it's made us closer.
Yeah, that's one smart little guy right there. Danny says he's going to stay close to home when he goes to college. His advice, don't be late paying utility bills. They're exactly like a credit card score. And just, you can be late on those credit card scores, and not a good thing. He says, make sure if you get that utility bill, pay it, pay everything on time. That's important. His mom, by the way, has a credit score of over 800.
God bless him. He made it work.
That's it. We'll see you at 11.
A North Texas teenager is heading to Florida for college. Growing up, he wanted to be a doctor, but that's all changed the moment his mom gave him a new chore around the house, one that saved her thousands of dollars and helped her son find a new path in life.
The lower year rate used to be 17.99 variable, and now it's only 11.99. That's a big difference.
He looks and sounds like a financial planner.
The interest rate on this one used to be 13.24, or now it's only 10.24. No annual fee.
But he's not. This is a mother and son crunching numbers just as they've done for 8 years, since Danny was 11 years old.
I noticed that when he was 10, he was very into finances, and every time I paid bills, and he would come and watch me.
When Mom Rita started getting behind on finances, her then little boy took notice.
And Danny said, "Mom, why don't you let me take care of this?" I looked at him, I'm like, no way I'm gonna give it to you.
But she did, starting small and under close supervision.
When she started working longer hours at her jobs, I was asked to just open the mail and pay the bills, log in, and just make sure nothing is delinquent.
Very shocked. For 11 years old to handle my finances, it's not unheard of.
Danny did more than pay the bills. He started monitoring her IRA, removing annual fees from credit cards. He even refinanced the house at 14.
My goal is to help her pay off her mortgage. I personally like paying above the minimum payment on that.
Danny's achievements even caught the attention of Governor Rick Perry, who honored him with this proclamation.
This is 3.99 for life.
And while Danny says math is important for finance, there are two more essential parts to that equation.
They require just attention and a lot of responsibility.
I gave him a chance. He did a wonderful job.
And now he's off to college to take his role of financial planner from a personal to a professional level. So Danny is attending the University of Central Florida. He still plans to manage his mom's accounts from there.
All right, well, millions of people in the state of Florida are facing foreclosures or short sales or other financial issues. But there is help out there if you know where to look. But would you turn to a guy who's only 20 and has been doing financial counseling since he was a teenager? Danny Singh is a local guy who took control of his family's finances, and he's now helped others get out of debt and even save their homes. He has a couple of books out, too. where you can turn to for help. There's one of them right there. It's called Finance 101. It is the Whiz Kids Perfect Credit Guide, and Danny joins us once again on Good Day to talk about his latest venture. Danny, good to see you, man. Appreciate you coming in. I mean, you're getting a lot of attention. You even have some big politicians, Governor Rick Perry, writing something in your book about this. How did you be in a position at age 11 to take over the family finances? How did this work?
My mom trusted me with her credit cards, and from there I learned everything. I taught myself everything by reading stuff on the internet, talking to customer service agents on the phone, and I learned the concepts of credit and how without credit you cannot get anything in this world, and now I understand why it's a very big business tool.
But most people at age 11, what is that? It would be 5th or 6th grade at that point, right?
Yes.
Maybe 7th grade. They don't care about this kind of stuff. What was it about you where you truly cared about this to take this as a career path?
When I was 11, at first I wasn't sure I was going to take this as a career path. I decided during my years in college because I really loved business. When I was 11, I used the credit card to buy Slurpees at the gas station and junk food and stuff like that. But later I started really understanding that if you don't pay it, then it looks really bad on your background. 60% of employers now check credit. It's helped me understand why we're in such a bad economic position. And I really want to help people achieve their dreams of financial victory, just as I've helped my mom.
You're going to Seminole State right now and also UCF at this point. You're a bit of a financial guru, according to some people. Is it tough for people to listen to you because you've been a teenager, you're now 20, but you had people coming to you as a teenager saying, hey, help me save my homes. How did that work out?
Some people put themselves into such a bad position because of scams out there that I couldn't even help them, but there were some situations that I was successful in helping them. If you're in a position where you cannot pay your home, go to makemyhomeaffordable.gov and only go to that website. It's run by the Obama administration. They have programs that can help you lower your monthly payment and do other things. Many of the people that have come to me for help have done what's called a loan modification, which is very dangerous. A loan modification is, say if your mortgage payment is $500 a month and you reduce it by $300 and now it's $200 every month, the $300, it's not erased. It's accumulating more with interest, and it's also accumulating interest off of interest. And at some point in time, if the loan modification is a trial loan modification, then the bank is going to want a massive amount of money from you. And if you don't pay it, they will repossess your house.
Biggest mistake? I mean, you're a 20-year-old guy looking at what 40 and 50-year-olds are doing. What's the biggest mistake adults are making right now when it comes to finances?
The biggest mistake I see is I think they're taking a lot of abusive loans out there, and I really want the government to do something about this. There are loans called payday loans. They range from 36% all the way up to 800%. There's no cap on the interest rate. And many adults are turning to those loans because they have bad credit, because they've abused credit cards. I want to encourage everyone to avoid those payday loans. You see them especially on the internet. You cannot deduct any of the interest off your taxes. A payday loan is, let's say if you have a bill due on Friday, but you have no money in your bank account. So Thursday you would go to the payday loan provider, you would give them a check, and on Friday they would try cashing the check with all the interest.
Wow. So put you way behind at that point. Okay, the books are out there. Where can you get the books, by the way? Got a couple of them. Finance 101, the Whiz Kids Perfect Credit Guide. Where do you get these?
On Amazon and Barnes & Nobles.
Okay, they have them out there right now. Even gave us a shout out on the cover of the other book, so appreciate that. Danny, lots of good stuff in here. You're helping a lot of people. I do appreciate it. Best of luck to you.
Thank you so much.
All right.
All the time. You're watching News 13 with Yvette Bruce-Wall and meteorologist Dave Cacciarella. This is News 13 Primetime.
Good evening, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us on this Friday night. We're live at 10 o'clock. I'm Yvette Bruce-Wall. Here are the big stories. Plus, filing taxes to fixing credit scores. We'll introduce you to a guy who's been taking care of his family's finances since he was just 11 years old. Paying the bills, balancing the checkbook, all the tasking responsibilities of being an adult, right? But one mom says, you know what? She just handed it all over to her young son. News 13's Amanda Evans is joining us live in the newsroom. Amanda, an 11-year-old banker?
Yeah, that is when Danny Singh started taking over all of his family's finances. His mom wrote us this email saying he has never been late on a bill in 7 years and has fixed her credit problems. So we had to meet him. With slicked back hair and a jet black suit, Danny Singh looks like any other finance advisor. Laptop in tow and 7 years of experience under his belt. The only thing is, he's just 18 years old.
It's a matter of responsibility. As long as you're paying your bills on time, then the banks will work with you.
It's a responsibility he took on at 11 to help his mom out.
She started working longer hours, and so she told me to open the mail and make sure the bills weren't getting late.
But he did much more. He took over the family's finances.
I do it differently than most adults. I actually pay every day to keep her utilization level on the credit cards below 30% because that's where lenders want to see it.
He's helped get his mom a perfect credit score and calls the credit card companies once a week to try and get the interest rates down. And it's worked.
One credit card she had a rate of 18%, and I talked to the corporate office and they cut it down to 9.9%.
With his power tie and powerful attitude, this is one young man that's got it together.
You have to know your spending limits. Don't spend more than what you can't afford.
Wise advice from this Whiz kid, taking his passion for money all the way to the bank.
Danny Singh is a senior in high school now and is planning for college. When he's not budgeting the checkbook, he's been busy writing essays for college scholarships. With one goal in mind, no big surprise, he wants to study finance. I'm sure his mom is very proud. News 13's Amanda Evans reporting live for us tonight in our newsroom.
It's 8 a.m. from Fox 35. This is Good Day.
Yep. It's just bizarre. All right, are you worried about your finances? What if a college student could have the answers that you need?
Yeah, coming up here on Good Day, we're going to introduce you to a young man, Danny Singh, the financial whiz kid, how he's helped his family and how he can help you, too. There he
Also,
is.
this morning, teachers... Good point.
College students finishing school these days with a record amount of debt, but it's not just the students. Their parents are also swimming in debt these days. So sometimes parents might just need to listen to their kids to get on the right financial path. Danny Singh is the teenager known as the financial whiz kid. Now get this, you see these signs up everywhere. So at the age of 11, he took control of the family finances. At 14, started negotiating with the family's mortgage companies and the banks, asking for refunds and lower rates. And today he's speaking at Seminole State College. But first, he's talking on Good Day. He joins me here to talk about it. Danny, good to see you, man. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
All right, how old are you now, by the way?
19.
You're 19, and you're already a financial guru. Let's go back to square one. Why did you decide to get involved in the family finances at age 11? Because most kids don't have any idea what's going on.
It was really unexpected. She just gave me her credit cards, and she was working longer hours at work, and so she was just asking me to make sure the bills weren't getting late. My mom is obsessive compulsive about that. And so I started just opening the mail as she wanted. She started adding me to all her accounts and giving me full authority. And so I started becoming unknowingly very interested in it. Originally, I thought I was going to be a doctor, but that changed. And then it was very exciting to me to get interest rates down and fees refunded.
So how did you think to call the companies and say, hey, I think this rate might be a little bit too high, and by the way, give me a refund, because you got, what, $1,300 in refunds for your family, right?
Yes.
How'd you think to do that?
My mom just told me that if you ever have a issue, call customer service center, as everyone should do. I didn't think I could do that in the beginning, but I said, hey, we should try it. And so that's when I initiated that. And so whenever there's an issue, I always call them or send them a letter or just any kind of contact to get the issue resolved for her.
I'm amazed at what you've done, and now, of course, you're in college, and so I would imagine student loan debt is a big issue for you now, too. What do you tell college students about college student loan debt?
If you have student loan debt, don't look at it with fear. Look at it with honor, because not everyone can get credit. If you treat your student loan right, it can become your best friend. If you do really well on student loans, you'll have little or no trouble getting a house, getting a credit card, getting just anything, because you need to have credit to get anything in this world. If the best way to handle your student loan, unless there's an extra fee being charged, pay your student loan, the minimum payment, with a credit card. And then pay your credit card off immediately, because the rewards program does save money. But if there's a fee for doing that, then don't do it. Also, be careful how many times you defer the payment, because when you defer the payment too many times, then the interest starts compounding and your loan amount can eventually double.
Yeah. Amy, I wish I'd have met this guy, 20 years ago, right?
Me
Thanks.
too.
Yeah, so you're going to be talking to college students. What other financial issues are college students talking about these days? Because I'm sure it also applies to their parents in many cases.
Well, many students ask me why they need a credit card, why not just invest the money? And to answer that, you need to have a credit card because companies will not give you their services, such as a house, car, electricity, anything, without knowing that you will not cheat them. There's no way to tell that you're just not going to use the water for 1 month and not pay the bill when you get it. Then they're having a financial loss, and they're trying to avoid that. So I'm going to emphasize that. I'm also going to emphasize that bankruptcy and debt settlements need to be avoided. That's what I feel is ruining the economy. If you have a lot of debt, again, don't look at it with fear, look at it with honor. You need to pay it off. Just as if your professor gives you a lot of homework, you're just not going to do it. You're going to do it to the best of your abilities.
And you're 19. My gosh, you got a lot of wisdom early on. So I assume you're going to now go on into the finance field, right?
Yes.
All right, so you're going to stay at Seminole and then off to an Ivy League, I would imagine, huh?
Hopefully, yes.
All right, there you go. Nice career track. Danny, good to see you, man.
Thank
Thanks
you.
so much.
Appreciate it.
By the way, the talk today, is it open to the public? Can people come out there and see you?
Yes, anyone can come. It's at 12:30 today at Seminole State College, Oviedo campus. It'll end at 1:30. I'll have a handout, and I also have a website, facebook.com/studentsfinance. So please visit it. I'll put more tips on there weekly.
Danny, you're off to a great start, doing some good stuff. Thanks, man. Appreciate your time
Thank
today.
you. Appreciate it.
All right, Amy, we'll send it over to you guys.
All right, we're talking about the chill in the air this morning. Tomorrow on Good Day Orlando, a 14-year-old bails his mom out of financial ruin. Find out his secret and how you can do it too. Start fresh tomorrow with Good Day.
Here for you all morning long.
He's been on top of finances since age 11.
I'm passionate about it. I'm a big believer in paying your bills on time.
He refinanced his mother's home mortgage at age 14. Now an honors student at Seminole State, he tells me students need to treat their college loans with respect.
Student loans cannot be ignored. They should be handled with honor. Not everybody can get credit, so be proud that you have a student loan under your name.
That's because it could lead to other loans you'll need after college if you want to buy a home or a new car one day. His seminar is at 12:30 at the Seminole State campus. After refinancing his mother's home mortgage at age 14, this is easy.
I want to encourage everyone to pay their bills, avoid bankruptcy because bankruptcy seems to be becoming increasingly popular.
In fact, he tells me paying down a college loan's the best thing because it impresses creditors when you go applying for a mortgage or a new car loan.
You don't want to give them the impression that you are a high risk. You want to save money and, buy things that you want.
The financial whiz kid will share some of his knowledge with fellow students at 12:30 today at the Oviedo campus of Seminole State.